I'm going to go ahead and push record. All right. Welcome to Thursday's call. I'm really excited to be here. Who else is excited to be here? I love these calls. I actually really love these calls. And it was an eye opener to like have a consistency of a call and then stop a call and realize that not just because we all have a business or businesses or, life. And I feel like these calls really just do cultivate sisterhood, and you can do it from anywhere. I love that Joni's in Oklahoma and Amanda's in California, and we have people in Idaho. Like, I just love that we can all cultivate this space to bring ideas to the table of what's working for you in your life, to balance a business, to balance your health, even, because part of balancing our business, you have to feel good to do that. And so I love that we have this space. See, our Idaho girls are hopping on. See, you can do it from anywhere. And I can do that. Love that you can do it with kids on, like, in the background or screaming, or I have a kid over here watching a TV show. Like, I love that we can do this at every season of your life. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's a pest control guy on my deck and I forgot that he was here, and he just walked up and I'm like, I was about to go in stranger danger zone for a minute. I scared me so bad. So if you see me running, it's because it's the pest control guy. Anyways, I'm really excited about today's call because we are going to hear from Melissa today, who, and Melissa, I don't know if you're ready to go right away, but I want you to actually set the theme today, because I watched from afar from social media about your experience at the Six Figure Summit. And I saw that Nicole was there, and I think Nicole was probably the only person you knew from what I've learned. It was just you two that knew each other out of this big group of women. Maybe Karen was there, but I just feel that these type of retreats, like going in from learning about Joni's experience last week with a retreat that she went on, and learning from other women, and cultivating and networking with other women. And I want to hear Melissa's experience, because I know that every single time we go to these retreats and meeting new women and networking, we're going to learn something different. And I want to hear what Melissa has to say to kind of set the mood of what Amanda's going to talk about next. And then I will wrap up the call. But I'm really excited about today's call. Everyone pull out something that they can write and take notes on, because I think Melissa's going to bring some awesome nuggets of what she learned about how she's applying this to her everyday life, her business, and all of that. And then you guys, at the very end, I will be talking a little bit briefly about the iron supplement that just got launched. I just put all the fun graphics in the chat. So if you want to pull those up, save those to your phone, and we'll talk about and answer questions at the end. You guys, iron is huge, huge, huge in everything, not just brain health and women's health. Women's health is huge with iron supplement, but for muscle health too. And this is a really good one. Even if you are not menstruating anymore, they are finding study that it's really good for people that have gone through menopause and all of that. Iron is really, really good, more for women than men. But if you have teens that are, on their periods, this is a really good one to add in. And it's approved. I believe they put 13 and older on the bottle, which is really incredible to have an iron supplement with an amino acid in there. I don't know if you guys knew that. There's an amino acid in there, plus a bacteria that helps you absorb the iron and keep you regular at the same time. Because oftentimes you get on an iron supplement and you get constipated. But Dr. Harmon was like, I am determined to find an iron supplement that people can absorb and poop at the same time. And they called it Iron Woman, which I think is so cute. And it's pink in a pink bottle, like so cute. So go save all the videos. There's like videos that you can put on your Instagram too. But we'll talk about that at the very end. So I will turn the time over to Melissa. And then Melissa, when you're done, you can turn the time over to Amanda. Everyone good? Okay, take it away, babe.
Got it. Okay. So I actually don't even know how I learned about the Six Figure Summit. I actually think I was talking to Becky. We were talking the other day, like trying to figure out how I even heard about it. But I think I was on a live and Becky was on a live, and she briefly talked about the Six Figure Summit, Brooke did. And then we started kind of talking about it and talking about going. And I was very scared to go because it was 25 women. I think I figured out Nicole was going around the same time I decided to go, but that I wouldn't know. And it was a little bit pricey for me thinking about going and putting in that much money. But in the end, I felt like I just needed to go because I know that I've needed to do something different in my business and something needed to shift. And I felt like this could be what I needed to make the shifts in my business, because I've kind of been stagnant for the last 2 years, probably more than 2 years, but just not really having direction and guidance and knowing what to do. But going to this, it gave me clarity, it gave me things to do intentionally, and it got me in a room with so many incredible women. The first retreat that I went to with Brooke was actually last year on my birthday. She did, I think it was like the Good Life something. It was a fundraiser for Shay Hansen for her son McKay. And that was the first event that I'd gone to with Brooke. And it was amazing. So much good information, so many wonderful people that came and talked. So, but this was my first like retreat and learning with Brooke. And so it was in Park City. So, I mean, I traveled by myself, but it was only to Park City. Most of these other women came from, I mean, as far as New York, from across the country, traveling by themselves. Some of them had people from their teams there with them, but most of them were just coming for this event. So it was really awesome. But part of it, I got to do a one-on-one coaching call with Brooke and just get some insight on what I'm doing, what I could do differently, and then this retreat. And then it also comes with, I think, 6 more calls, group coaching calls, where we can talk about what we're implementing, where we're struggling, and she can give us some guidance and help. So I will just tell you a few of my main takeaways, but I would say if you can go to an event with Brooke, they are amazing. You learn so much and you are just like fire hose filled to the brim, but it's such good information. So probably the first thing I will share is we talked about when we're sharing on social media, our brand is not Plexus. So don't just like throw up Plexus, which we've talked about before, you know, spreading things out, talking about other things. But I did this activity with her that helped give me a little more clarity on what to be sharing, because I don't know about you, but for me, oftentimes I'm like, what I'm doing doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. It's not really adding value. But this really helped give me some clarity. So I'll show you a picture. It'll probably be backwards and not super clear, but it's like an umbrella. I don't know if you can see my thing. I might need to turn off my background, but there's an umbrella here. So it has 5 strands on it. I'm going to unblur my background. Can you see that? Okay, so there's an umbrella. And then you have a few strands underneath your umbrella. So within your umbrella is kind of like your mission statement, the sum of what you want people to think, know, feel, anything about you when they come to your page. Like, what are they going to learn? What are they going to feel? Just so they're getting to know you. And then the different strands are different things about you. And I think we've talked a little bit about this on another call, but different things that you're passionate about. So some of mine are like health and wellness, mental health, self-care and movement, motherhood, some of my hobbies like hiking and being in nature. So then you have those strands. So then every day you can choose one of those strands. You can do it the same, like every Monday, the same thing, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, or you can divide it up and just know, like, these are the things that I'm going to be talking about in my story. What today can I share and add value from one of those areas? And then you never really run out of things to talk about, because they're all things you're passionate about that are going to help people see you authentically in the things that you love, things that you're doing. And you're going to be adding value to them with those different strands. And so she had us kind of sit down and really think about that and what our mission statement would be and what our strands would be, so that we can be more intentional about what we're posting instead of very scatterbrained and, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but you have something that you're sharing from all the areas that you're passionate about. Hopefully that makes sense. We talked about reels and how we can make reel, like batch your reels, but you could make like anywhere from 7 to however many you want, really, in an hour or 2. And she showed us how to create them how to save them, and even schedule them on social media. So you don't even have to think about it. But they can just be done. So if your day gets away from you, you can hurry and quick go to your draft. You can find one that you've saved and post it. So we did the reel, the text over, and the caption. And she had us do the homework. So throughout the retreat, she told us like whoever can do the most, prepare the most reels would get this certain prize that she had. And so I think in the couple days, I mean, it's still getting used to it, but I was able to create 11 or 12 in the time that I was there, in between sessions or at night before I went to bed, between homework. And so just having that done, even now coming home and back into life and things are crazy, I already know I have those reels. And I've even had other ideas come to mind as you get doing it more. Things come to your mind more and you're able to just kind of quickly put it together. And that's been really nice to have. We had some of the top, so we had Brody Pearson, who is a top network marketer. I don't know what business, but then he also is like a content creator, 7-figure business in creating content. So he talked to us. We had Phil Jones talk to us about conversations and asking questions and connecting with people. Sarah Robbins talked to us about connection and making friendships, and it's people over, I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. I was trying to find it in my notes. People over product and relationship over revenue. So like loving people where they are, building those connections, and talked about different strategies and things that she does. And then Brooke actually had her coach, Justin Prince, come and talk to us and share things with us about how we're the one that could be changing so many things for generations to come. And he just shared a story about he and his son went out to Escalante to see like a great grandmother's grave, and they talked about her story and then how his son like knelt down at the grave and was so grateful for everything that she had done and what she had stood for, and now how it was affecting them now, generations later, but how by what we do now can affect our generations to come. And so just overall, it was really amazing. It changed my mindset a lot on how to do the business, how to be more intentional with the business and talking to people, slowing it down. We talk about like slowing it down to speed it up, but a lot of times when we're in conversations, we try to go too quick, and someone reaches out to us about the products, and then we just, oh, well, this can help you, instead of like asking questions, making it about them, instead of just trying to quickly sell them something. And so it was just really amazing to be there, be in the room with all these women. We were anywhere from Karen, who was a senior silver, who I'd seen on calls but didn't really know, to someone that was there ranked diamond this month. So we were all at different levels. Some were very thick into their business. Other people had stopped for a little while but wanting to restart. And so no matter where we were or are in our journey, we were all able to learn so much and take in a lot of information. And now we're being able to implement what we're learning. I was trying to think if I had anything else. Oh, one other thing I would say that they had us do is we all have like the top 3 negative things that we say about ourselves or that we think. And they had us do an activity where we wrote those 3 things down, like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm disorganized, whatever your thought is. And then they had us turn around and write 3 truths to that. But then they had us stand up with a partner, and we traded notebooks. So we were looking at our notes that they were holding, and we read it out loud. And we read the 3 things to ourselves and said it out loud to ourselves. And then we paused and we're like, would we ever say any of these things to our friend or to anyone else? And the answer was no, we would never say that. And we wouldn't believe that. So why would we talk to ourselves that way? So reminding ourselves like, yeah, we might feel these inadequacies, but we are not those inadequacies. And then we turned around and said the 3 truths that we wrote, and just talked about how every day we can talk to ourselves better and more positive, because negative words affect us 40 to 70% more than positive words. And more times than not, we're saying negative things about ourselves than positive things. And so just trying to change your mindset to be more positive instead of negative. Yeah. And I don't know what else to share with you. Do you have any questions about what I shared?
Joni was asking, and Joni, I'm sorry I missed your question about the iron. It does have vitamin C in it, just FYI, and we can talk about that. But she was asking how much, and I didn't hear you say anything about that. Someone knocked on my door, right, when I had to walk away for a minute, but she was just asking how much was the retreat.
So Brooke had a team discount of $1,000.
A total $1,000 then?
Yeah.
And that's a great deal for the whole.
If you weren't in her downline, they paid as much as $3,500.
Yeah. Wow. Good.
Does anyone else have any other questions for Melissa? Melissa, everything you shared. Oh, Joni, were you going to say something?
I'm just going to say I'm so proud of her for stepping out and believing in herself, because I've always believed in you, Melissa, and I just think you're a doll and you're a superpower in the making.
Thank you so much.
Joni, you're so sweet. Everybody needs a little cup of Joni, you guys, in their lives. Really, you're so sweet. And Melissa, I want to just piggyback on that. Like, I saw you from the sidelines watching you, and I was like, I know exactly what Melissa's fears are. I know what Melissa's fears are. So the fact that you did that inspires me to do something like that too, to step outside of my comfort zone and do something scary and bond with women that you don't know. I mean, I know you knew Nicole, but I also saw in a lot of those videos and pictures, you were not sitting by Nicole. You were meeting and connecting and networking with new women, building new friendships and learning more about yourself. And I think that is such a sacred way to do it when you don't know everybody, right? You go into this space and sometimes you kind of cling on to that person. Like sometimes when I go to events with Josh, my husband, I tend to like cling on to him. In fact, when I brought him as my guest to Punta Cana, I like didn't know what to do without him. I remember even telling Kimberly and Carl, I was like, I don't even know how to function without him. Like, and that's not healthy. I'm like, I need to function for me and find soul searching for me and nobody else. And so for you to do that inspires me to do that too. So thank you for everything you shared. I loved everything you shared. I love that you and Joni in the last week have done something out of your comfort zone and you've taken so much good into your own soul and shared it with us. And I really appreciate that. And if you haven't seen Joni's little live video today, go and watch. Joni, I'm really proud of you for getting out in nature and moving your body and just expressing gratitude. So thank you for sharing that. And Amanda, are you ready to take the stage?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll just take a couple minutes because I do want to leave time for iron, because I think especially with you and I on the call, they can ask us some questions. If any of you guys have questions about anemia and stuff. Okay, well, what I had in my mind actually goes along well with what Melissa was saying, a few things that she had taken away. But Krista Quinn had posted this, like reposted this thing a couple days ago, and it's gotten me thinking kind of about me and what I bring to the table. And the post said, stop trying to fit into spaces you have outgrown. You may not be who you once were, but this change is beautiful. And I got thinking, like, the person that I was, I don't want to be the person I was 5 to 10 years ago. When we were maybe, let's see, I've been married, I don't know, 15, 16 years, probably coming up on that. And I remember maybe like that 7, 8 years, my husband would be like, well, like, you're not who you were when we were married or when we first got married, you know? I was like, well, thank heavens I'm not that person. Like, I don't want to be that 21-year-old young, you know, person. And so I just have been thinking a lot about who I am, like who I am authentically and how I show up in all aspects of my life, how I show up in my marriage, as a mom, as a friend, as a person of business, you know, in all these areas. And so specifically towards plexus, I I definitely tend to be a self-sabotager, and I'm sure we've all been in this state of, like Melissa was saying, it's so easy to spout off the things we aren't good at. I guarantee you all thought when she mentioned those 3 things that you could easily list off 3 to 5 or more things that you don't like about yourself or that you're not good at. And so like she was saying the 3 truths, I was gonna have that too of like, think about the things that you know you're good at or that make you different from the next person. Because yes, we all have one thing in common with that of supplements, but we are all such different people. So what does Becky bring to the table, and Becca and Autumn? Like, what specifically do you as a person bring to the table that is going to be different than me? And I mean, we've talked about this too, of like, of people attracting or people wanting to come to your business because of you. And so I've been trying to think about like, what is it that's holding me back about like being my authentic self, and to think about what like where would you be if you didn't hold yourself back? So I know, and Plexus is a big one for me, that I know I hold myself back. Like there's not a doubt in my mind that I hesitate every single time I make a post, or every single time I talk myself out of posting or doing a stories. I'm holding myself back, and I'm not being my true authentic self, because I can think about it and go back to my why and understand why I want to be here, and actually think like, so then I was thinking this morning, okay, if I was just truly me, let go, no one like didn't care about what anyone thought of me, had no fear, where would I be? And I was like, I would freaking be probably an emerald or higher at this point. I've been in it long enough that there's no excuse. And I was like, what? Like, why am I not allowing myself to well, I want to say to fly, but like to succeed? Why am I yeah, Joni, go ahead while I gather my thoughts.
Oh, no, yeah, am I muted? Okay.
Nope.
I am beginning to play a game with myself, and maybe this will help you. I am going for 100 no's. I took a spiral notebook and I counted 100 places to put a no in. And every time somebody tells me no, yay, I get to fill out another line. And if you work on the opposite, it's a trick that you play with your game. If you go for 100 no's, you're going to be so busy with your business of all the people that have said yes to you, you're going to forget about the 100 no challenge. And so I'm passionate about, if we're getting no's, we're not asking enough people. So I'm getting out of my own way, and I'm committed to doing a reel or a post every single day, but just that 100 challenge for you to switch it in your head and make it okay to get a no, because it doesn't mean no forever. It just means no for now.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's a great challenge. Like, yeah, oh, praise the no's instead of being like making it be a negative thing, like switching that actually like, awesome, I got another no. That means I'm actually doing the work. That's really cool. You were muted, but I think that's awesome, Joni. So I'm gonna that's a great idea. I love that. So I just have kind of been in this mindset of like, why we all know people that say sorry all the time. They apologize for themselves. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for inconvenience you. I'm sorry that you didn't like the way I said that. I'm sorry, there's people that I know that just apologize for everything. And I'm like, stop saying sorry. But I do that too. And there was this thing on here on Instagram that I saw that it says, never apologize to others for their misunderstanding or misinterpretation of who you are. You deserve to be your authentic self unapologetically. And so I just think, I don't know, I challenge you to think about you and how maybe just a couple things about how you are holding yourself back, and really, and again, these trainings are for me because this is what's on my heart. So don't think that I am doing this because I am not. I'm definitely failing at this. I self-sabotage on a daily basis. But just think about how you are different than the rest of us and what you're bringing to the table. And in one area, how are you holding yourself back that you can unapologetically let go of and just be you and see? I really think that you will find success in whatever area of life that is, just by putting that aside and just being like, whatever, it's just me. Like I want to do this. I like it. Why am I letting what other people think about me affect that? And we've talked a lot about that in different areas, but anyway, that was just kind of my thoughts on just being you, being your authentic self. And I just challenge you guys to like just look deeper into yourselves this week and really not just affirmations, not just like I am these things, but like deeper down, like more detailed of what makes you you, what you're proud of for yourself, and just repeat those, like Melissa was saying, read them back and just be kinder to ourselves, because we all know, like, have you ever done this lesson with your kids where you speak poorly to an apple and then you speak really kind to an apple and you cut it open and the apple is the bad apple that you've talked bad to is actually rotten inside? Like imagine our minds. Like that. I also listened to a story this morning of a guy that was told that he was gonna have cancer in the next year or so. There was not like a diagnosis. Someone was just like, I think you're gonna have cancer in the next year. And he believed that. And guess what? He got diagnosed with cancer because like we just do that to ourselves. And so we are our own worst critic. And I just think talking more positively about ourselves, like truly detailed, I think will make a big difference. So that's what's been on my heart. I hope that all made sense. And we can move on just to anemia if you want in the last, I don't know, probably 5 minutes. Really quick, Jess, I reviewed a bunch of anemia stuff too, because I was like, as a nurse, I'm probably going to get a lot of questions about this and I wanted to be ready. But did you guys watch the, when they announced the product? Did you guys watch that when they went live, when Plexus went live? Dr. Hartman was on it and you can find it. I watched it in the Plexus Go app this morning. It's like less than 20 minutes long and it was so good. He just reviews all about iron deficiency. So go there too. And if you want like a refresher, because I know knowledge like this stuff, when you're not used to it, the more repetition you hear from it, the more you're going to like naturally be able to be like, oh yeah, iron deficiency is, affects this and this and this and this. So anyway, Jess, you can go ahead.
No, that's perfect. And that call was amazing. We also had, and I'm actually putting some facts right now in our team chat for iron facts that you guys can read up on too. Because I know as you're sharing products that maybe you're not familiar with, it just feels scary and you're like, well, I don't even know what to tell people, or I don't know who should take it. I don't know when people should take it. So there's a lot of frequently asked questions in there. And then to go watch that video that he did, it's also in the Plexus community Facebook group, but it is in the Plexus Go. And maybe Amanda, when we're talking, maybe you could try to share it to like the link to go get it. Cause I know you can share anything really from the Plexus Go app, but that would be a good one. So when we found out that this was coming down the pipeline, it was about a week before. The Diamonds haven't actually known a while. I want to put a little secret in your ear. They are launching an entire women's line this year. This is just the beginning. And I'm so excited for this because I love Joni. Can I just say, like, you just pumped me up. I'm like, yes, let's standing ovation right here. I'm really excited about this because my husband and I have been diving, you guys. You should see my husband's car right now. He literally has this little tiny notebook. Carly saw it at the retreat, but he literally listens to podcasts all day between patients. He listens out loud to podcasts. He's taking notes. He is diving into root issues of why people are not feeling good. And a lot of it is coming down to mineral absorption, mineral digestion, meaning can you even digest what you're taking, and how this affects our gut microbiome and our hormones. Like, he is so dang passionate about it. And iron is like one of the ones that he's actually been really studying. And I'm really excited to see this come down the pipes for the women's health. And I have a feeling that they're just going to keep trickling down things that women are struggling with. And I know this is going to come down for thyroid, vitamin D. Like, I'm really excited to see where Plexus is going to take this, because this could take our company to a whole nother level with where doctors are leaning. More doctors are recommending women's health more than ever before. And so I'm really excited about this. But I want you to think that iron is not just for people that have anemia. So I don't think Teresa will care that I share this because she does share about this publicly, but she has to go in for iron infusions. And I'm really excited that this can be a simple tool. Oh, you do too, Joni? Yes. So I'm like, okay. So, I mean, a lot of people do go through them and have to go get them. And it's a whole day process. Like I do home care for patients and we have so many women that do iron infusions, and it's a whole process to even get insurance to pay for it, or even if insurance will pay for it. Joni's, does your insurance pay for it? Oh, you're on mute, babe.
It cost me $2,500 for my last one. I was shocked because my former insurance paid for it in California. And anyway.
Yeah,
but
that's just
it took me
crazy.
like a year to pay it off, $200 a month. I mean, I thought it would be paid for.
Yeah, it's just
So-
insane. Like it's insane to think about how much that costs. And then to think about, I don't know what they listed the price for. Does anybody know on the top of their head? I think
Yeah, it's $19, which
Which
is
I'm
really
like-
cool because it's not like the 37, which the normal bottles are.
Oh, that's great. Oh my
So I'm really
gosh.
excited. I
Great.
think the bottle is so dang cute. It's pink. The capsules are actually pink too. And this is going to be the women's line color. So I'm really excited about that. It does have vitamin C in it. It has cysteine, which is an amino acid, which a lot of people are depleting in. And my husband has been learning, you guys, that we are not absorbing protein like we think we are. In fact, the average absorption from a protein shake, which I drink every single day, we are only absorbing 16% of those amino acids and
What?
protein in a protein shake. The two highest foods that you can absorb protein and amino acids are going to be breast milk. So if any of you are breastfeeding, save your milk and drink it. And maybe donate to all of us, and eggs. Eggs came in number 2. You will absorb 49% of what the amino acids and protein synthesis from an egg. So I've been really trying to take more eggs, and better to get a protein shake in than not at all. So don't say like, I'll never drink a protein shake. It's better to take a protein shake and get the calories from that than a candy bar. So definitely take that. It also has a probiotic in it, and I'm going to butch this, but it's lactic plant bacillus. Autumn, can you pronounce that? I feel like you're really good at pronouncing stuff.
I can't see it.
It's a very long word, but it is a probiotic that's designed to improve the absorption of iron in your gut, allowing you to digest it, absorb it, and then poop still. Because a lot of times when you get on an iron supplement, you become constipated, and it helps you have better absorption where you're not having that hard effects of iron. So, okay,
Can I comment really quick?
yes, in fact, that would be great. He needs me for a minute.
Yeah, so he talked about the probiotic being a precision probiotic, so it is actually like directly linked to helping iron absorb. So iron is really hard on your gut, right? And it constipates you. But he also talked about how, like, if you just go get an iron supplement, they're usually like mega doses, because iron is actually one of the hardest nutrients to absorb. Our body does not absorb iron well. And we only usually get about 15% of it. So if you, they're like the probiotic, kind of like think of that way. We're trying to mega dose it so that you can get like even 15 to 20% of that, where this, and one of the, podcasts I was listening to, they were like, yeah, drink it with orange juice. Kind of like Joni was saying, taking iron with vitamin C helps like triple the absorption rate. So this lady was like, yeah, take your iron with a glass of orange juice every morning. I was like, that has so much sugar. Like, I'm not going to do that. Right. Well, this one, then I looked up the ingredient list, and this has the vitamin C in it already, which is really cool. So they're trying to increase the absorption rate for your body with all the ingredients in there, because and iron is one that your body doesn't naturally take or make. And so you have to ingest iron, whether by food or supplements. Just, do you have anything, or I have a couple other things really quick?
No, you're totally fine. I was going to add to you guys, he talked about, and I haven't listened to the whole 20 minutes of that one, Amanda, only the Jules call, but if you have friends that have kids or girls, daughters or granddaughters that are on menstrual cycles or have heavy menstrual cycles, or if that's you, this is a really good one to add, because it will help support all of those PMS symptoms like low fatigue, heavy blood loss, all of that, because iron is so good to oxygenate your body. It like helps spit out oxygen to other parts of your body. That's like the purpose of iron. So Amanda, you can go over those things and then kind of wrap it up because we're down to 3 minutes.
Yeah. So the people that you're going to look for, people at risk for iron deficiency are women of childbearing age, anyone that's menstruating, right? Because we have blood loss every month, people that overweight that don't process iron well, and then people that have a high plant-based diet because you don't get iron through plants. So if you're not eating protein and red meats, you will naturally have a lower iron. This also is one that you can take daily. You don't have to have your iron checked to take it. Some of those like really big doses are iron infusions. You have to have your levels checked. And he did talk about it being on a safety cap because if kids get into iron, it can be harmful in an overdose. So definitely take it as recommended. Don't try and like double dose it. And then I wanted to review hearing signs and symptoms of iron deficiency. If they're like, well, how do I know? Common ones are fatigue is the biggest one, low energy, muscle weakness, or just weakness in general. Some can have like, you have the dark circles under your eyes, lightheaded, ringing in your ears. But I think, yeah, menstruating women and probably overweight women will probably be our, I think it said GI issues, but we all have GI issues. And like Jess was saying, iron transports oxygen throughout our whole body. And so when we're low in it, that's how he talked about our mental health too. When our brain isn't getting oxygenated, we get stressed out. And so if you don't have enough iron to oxygenate your whole body, you're stressing your muscles out, your brain, and then that trickles down all the side effects. Anyway, I tried to send the video and it wouldn't send, but if you just go in the Plexus Go app, even in the monthly highlights, it was pretty easy to find. I assume it would be helpful for men too. Actually, he said men don't tend to need iron as often because they don't bleed as much as women. But if they were known, like my dad has had his labs drawn and has known anemia, so he definitely could take it. So if they have been told they are iron deficient, men can take this, but naturally like women where we just have more, it's more geared toward women, but men can take it. The malabsorption rate for bypass, yeah, that would be a good one too. Any other questions? We have like less than a minute if anyone has any other questions, or you can review or you can be in the chat if you want. And Jess and I can help answer questions about anemia as well.
Yes.
But if that's everything, go ahead.
It launches Monday, Monday, May 6th. So go order.
Oh, and did you see that there's a free gift?
Yes.
You get like a little lip gloss with it if you order it, which I thought was cute.
Like a microbiome one too, which is
yeah.
So
yeah.
Hey, well, thanks ladies. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you for everyone that's commented and joined. I love you all. Have a great day.
See ya.